times seek change, so must we, that the new time requires new response to new challenges.
لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك لبيك اللهم لبيك.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuhu. Welcome to another edition of the program As You Answer the Call. I'm your regular host, Binta Magaji. The second phase of the COVID-19 vaccination is underway. Corporators support the federal government to ensure the success of the exercise as Nigeria joins the rest of the world in waging a relentless war against the deadly disease. COVID-19 kills. Respect the protocols to stay safe. Now to the program. As part of preparations for the 2021 Hajj, the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NACON, is reviewing the guidelines of its national medical team in order to reflect the exigencies of the moment as it relates to the challenges posed by COVID-19 and the plan to allow environmental health officers back into the fold of the Hajj medical team, amongst others. This and more will form the thrust of Spotlight segments. Also in the program, we have our regular segments such as the NACON News Diary, which features the activities of NACON chairman, key functionaries of the commission, and other stakeholders. These are more shortly. Stay with us.
Every Muslim is a potential pilgrim. To make the Hajj possible for the Ummah, the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NACON, is running a Hajj saving scheme through Jaiz Bank. The scheme allows depositors to gradually save for the Hajj over a period of time. Registration into the Hajj saving scheme is ongoing for all Muslims. Muslims wishing to perform Hajj can be enrolled into the scheme through the following outlets: NACON offices across the country, state pilgrims welfare boards, agencies and commissions, any branch of Jaiz Bank in the country. Enrollment can also be done directly by logging into dedicated sites for the scheme. Let's participate and support the Hajj saving scheme for better Hajj services.
Thanks for being there. We begin the program with a news diary as presented from our studio. As preparations for 2021 Hajj gathers momentum, officials of state pilgrims boards across the country are engaging pilgrims in awareness campaign on Hajj rights and other responsibilities expected of pilgrims. In Lagos State, the Commissioner for Ministry of Home Affairs, Prince Olariwaju Elegushi, says the state announced the commencement of weekly lectures for its intending pilgrims. This is contained in a statement signed by Executive Secretary of the State Pilgrims Welfare Board, Mr. Rahman Ishola. It states that the lectures are designed to train and retrain both first-time and those who have once performed the Hajj on the basic requirements of the Hajj exercise. The Commissioner advised intending pilgrims to take advantage of the lectures to earn Hajj Mabrur. In Kaduna State, Islamic scholars have been exposing pilgrims on how to perform Ihram, Tawaf, Jamarat, among other rites during its weekly enlightenment programs known as Bita. Barrister Adu Ali is the coordinator of the Bita in Kaduna. He explains the importance of the weekly enlightenment to intending pilgrims.
Because it is here that they will learn how to perform a perfect Hajj rituals. And they will learn not only the rituals aspect of it, they will learn how to, what are the rules and regulations governing the Hajj, and what are the rules and regulations in Nigeria, what are the rules and regulations in Saudi Arabia, how are they going to obey the order and the laws of Saudi Arabia when they reach there.
On their part, participants at the Enlightenment program have this to say.
The enlightenment have touched every aspect of Hajj work, starting from how the payment, starting from how you will leave Nigeria, starting from how you are going to handle your cash, how you are going to behave when you get there, how you are going to change your clothes, where you need to take a near.
I have learned a lot through pilgrims' enlightenment, such as Tawaf, felting of Jamrat, and other Hajj-related supplications.
Intending pilgrims should try to be attending enlightenment program because whatever we learned here is what we are going to do in the Holy Land. Meanwhile, Kano State Pilgrims Welfare Board has commenced the administration of the second dose of COVID-19 vaccines to its intending pilgrims. Executive Secretary of the board, Mohammed Abba Mbata, disclosed this while addressing journalists in Kano on the preparations being made by the board. Mohammed Abba said the second dose is for those who have successfully received the first dose. Alhamdulillah, if you're just tuning in, the program is As You Answer the Call, a public enlightenment presentation on the activities of the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NACON. With the announcement by the Saudi authorities to allow international pilgrims perform the 2021 Hajj, preparations to this effect are being stepped up by the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NACON. Sequel to this development, activities of the National Medical Team are being fine-tuned to ensure proper planning in order to cope with the medical challenges of 2021 Hajj. Stay tuned for the details in our next segment, Spotlight.
لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك.
Critical to the well-being of every Nigerian pilgrim is the provision of quality medical services in the course of Hajj exercises. And so, to achieve this noble objective for the benefit of intending pilgrims, the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NACON, established the National Medical Team and empowered the body in ways that will make members very efficient and effective in the discharge of their duties. This is also in line with the requirement of Saudi government, which recognizes only one medical team per country. Preparatory to the 2021 Hajj, NACON is making the necessary arrangements to ensure that the National Medical Team is constituted and well equipped to discharge its duties during this year's Hajj. To begin with, the Commission held a strategic meeting with stakeholders in the medical team for stock taking. The meeting took place on Tuesday, the 18th of May 2021 at the Conference Hall of the Hajj House. The stakeholders were officials of State Pilgrims Welfare Boards and leaders of the 2019 National Medical Team, among others. NACON Commissioner of Planning, Research, Information, Statistics and Library Services, Sheikh Suleiman Momo, chaired the review meeting. He explained more about it.
As part of our preparation is to have the guidelines on health in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. And this is what we have done. We have started this journey of reviewing and harmonizing the guideline with a view to conform with the present demands of COVID-19 precautionary strategies. That we have done, and we have now invited various stakeholders so that we will do a final review on the harmonized guidelines.
Prior to the review meeting, NACON had already set up a committee to work out modalities for the harmonization of the medical guidelines. The Commission's Director of Monitoring and Evaluation, Alhaji Abdusalam Rafiu, chaired that committee, which had since concluded its assignments. He talked about its resolutions.
Resolutions on harmonization, harmonized guideline for National Medical Team 2021 Hajj, which has incorporated the new order posed by the COVID-19. The committee felt it's necessary for the environmental health officers to be part of medical team to take care of the environment and hygiene.
Other proposed areas of harmonization are composition of medical team to include certain percentage of psychiatrists and every flight to have medical personnel on board during airlift. Stakeholders at the meeting deliberated on these items for a final position to be taken. particularly on the qualification needed for environmental officers and their expected roles in the course of Hajj exercises.
Go to Mina and see the hygiene situation. Or definitely, you will need them there because they are taking care of a healthy hygiene. They do what is supposed to make you not be exposed to the disease itself before you even get to the hospital. Those are their roles. If you are talking of a feeding committee, those are their roles because they also do food hygiene. They will inspect kitchen premises and ensure that there is all sanitation standards are met, and all those are the roles of environmental health officers. So anything that is preventive, not curative, falls under the purview of environmental health officers.
So we need to have arranged and say, okay, this is what we want to do in Mina and Arafah based on the environmental health officers that are joining the team. So the moment they go, they will now have to deliver on those services. That's what I mean.
When we get there, or like during orientation, we have to, even for doctors, for nurses, and for pharmacists, we specify their roles during orientation so that everybody will know what is expected. Because there are times you have a professor, for example, of medicine in the team, and he would think that he's going there as a professor, all right? But we have to let him know that, look, you are going to work in a clinic and see patient, like any other doctor. So we can include the different roles of the different participants in the NMT as an addendum.
You cannot define if somebody has performed the duty without looking at the responsibility that the person was given. Yes, it is from the premise of the responsibility that you know whether he performed or not. And so let it be there so that people will know exactly what they are applying for. But let them see what their schedules are before they apply.
A large consignment of drugs to be administered to Nigerian pilgrims are purchased in Nigeria, while some are from Saudi Arabia. The meeting also touched on issues bordering on drugs.
We need to know and have a list and quantity of drugs that we have readily available with us in the commission. So that as soon as the oil is sound, then we will immediately, the procurement will know what to do to ensure that we have those drugs and consumables. So how do we get ourselves prepared for it?
The issue of drugs, everything passed through the PPP, either onshore or offshore. And we thank Almighty Allah that we have been able, even when you do it, you know how to get the document approved by the BBP. And I think this year will not be an exceptional year, inshallah.
We know that we still have bulk of drugs in Saudi, and many of them will not be expiring soon because we removed those that will be expiring, and we took inventory of all of them, and it was part of the report that was submitted.
As at last year 2020, they included all the drugs they are expected every country to select the quantity, the type of drugs they want. They already put the list on their portal, Saudi e-track portal. So you cannot send the list to them. You can only go to the portal, select the drugs, put the quantity you want, then you post it. Then you print your own copy, go with your drugs, then they will print their own copy there. You don't send the copy for them. When you go there, anyone that is not in the list, they will reject it. So before we know which one we are going to take, we don't know the next instruction from Saudi on the portal, because the portal is not yet open for 2021 Hajj yet. It's only when it's open, there's so many activities that will happen, including the drugs activities. So for now, we only have the record that we downloaded as of last year, 2020, from the ICT. But we don't know the condition on 2021. They may change it because of emergency. They may allow it to go like that. That's my contribution.
I just want to remind us, because all we are talking about now is the drugs from home. We normally have the second batch of purchase of drugs that also comes in 2 waves, pre-Arafat and post-Arafat. Just a reminder.
Furthermore, the review meeting also discussed on ensuring that clinics are sited close to pilgrims' accommodations, establishment of outreaches, opening of portal for applications from interested medical personnel, and remuneration for medical personnel, and many more.
We used to request from the states that have ambulances that are in good condition, that Saudi approves the use or the utilization. We need to request officially from NACON to the states to make them know that if they agree to offer their ambulances, they are supposed to surrender the ambulances with the drivers.
NACON chairman Alhaji Zikrullah Kule Hassan and chairman of the review meeting Sheikh Suleiman Momo appreciated stakeholders for their contributions in making the national medical team more effective.
We have had a very fruitful deliberation. All that have been deliberated, like I said, are properly captured. The minutes will be, of course, circulated to ESCO members. And then the team should continue their meetings and then always feed us back so that we will in turn will brief the ESCO. Everybody is carried along.
That's why I pray that this meeting will not be futile and that eventually all of us here, or most of us here at least, will be able to make it, inshallah, to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia for this year's Hajj.
The National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NACON, started the full implementation of the concept of National Medical Team for Nigerian pilgrims in 2016. This was in keeping with international best medical practices as well as ensure compliance with Saudi regulations governing the operations of clinics during Hajj.
MashaAllah, you're still watching as you answer the call. Coming up next is Making the Hajj.
To embark on Hajj, intending pilgrims have to fulfill certain conditions as laid down by Islam. These conditions include, among others, being a Muslim and have attained the age of puberty, to be of sound mind, have means to undertake the journey, and being physically fit to perform the rites of Hajj.
Sure, all your financial responsibilities are cleared.
On Making the Hajj tonight, Imam Tajuddin Muhammad Bello Adigun explains these conditions.
Well, among the conditions that makes Hajj to be acceptable is for one to be a Muslim. There is no compulsion on a non-Muslim to go on Hajj. It is only a Muslim that is entitled to perform the ritual of Hajj.
Being in a state of maturity or adulthood, as well as mentally stable, are other conditions for those interested in performing the Hajj.
Secondly, is on those who actually are sane, those who are having senses, not somebody mentally affected. A mad person has no Hajj. It is only those who are sane that should go on Hajj. One must be matured too. Maturity here. But if a child less than the age of maturity will go to Hajj, yes, Rasulullah recommended it, he's going to have reward. But he did not discharge real Hajj that actually Allah made compulsory on him. He's going to be given reward, and the mother or the father who took him there will have the reward. But that does not make that child to could have done his real Hajj. After maturity, there is a Hajj that he or she actually must perform.
Furthermore, persons suffering from terminal ailments are not allowed to perform the Hajj. Also, an individual will also have to meet all the financial expenses required before embarking on Hajj.
It must be on somebody actually who is healthy. Somebody who is not healthy, who is affected with any kind of sickness, whether coronavirus or any other vices or any other sickness that will make him not to be able to perform Hajj, then Hajj is not compulsory on him. It's a condition that you must be healthy. Also, it's a condition that you must have the ability financially. If you are matured, you are a Muslim, you are not affected, you are strong, but you don't have the money. Islam did not say you should go and steal. If you go and steal either government money or any other money from anybody, that Hajj actually is not accepted. It should be from actually a legal source.
One important condition associated with women is the need for them to have a mahram or guardian to accompany them for the Hajj.
A mahram is somebody who is related to her or who is her husband. Her husband, if she's married, in fact, is the key mahram that should accompany her on Hajj. Where that is not actually possible, her father can be her mahram. Her son, who is matured, can be her mahram. Her senior brother, consanguine or germine, that is half brother or full brother, even from the same mother, can act as her mahram. Somebody actually who by Islamic teaching cannot marry her and is matured and related to her. It is simple definition of her mahram, except of course her husband, which we have identified earlier. Now, this is a condition as far as Islam is concerned. Even though there are scholars who have softened it to be a group of individuals coming, of women. For instance, if women are coming from Abuja and there are about 1,000 women and they are going to be in the same group, that group can survive the position of mahram where the mahram is not to be there. And I think actually that is okay Islamically and is acceptable.
Acquiring knowledge on how to perform the Hajj is another condition intending pilgrims are required to fulfill. In addition to these, Imam Tajuddin stressed the need for intending pilgrims to engage themselves in exercises in order to be physically fit to stand the rigors of the Hajj.
Every Muslim is a potential pilgrim. To make the Hajj possible for the Ummah, the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria (NACON) is running a Hajj saving scheme through Jaiz Bank. The scheme allows depositors to gradually save for the Hajj over a period of time. Registration into the Hajj saving scheme is ongoing for all Muslims. Muslims wishing to perform Hajj can be enrolled into the scheme through the following outlets: NACON offices across the country, state pilgrims welfare boards, agencies and commissions, any branch of Jaiz Bank in the country. Enrollment can also be done directly by logging into dedicated sites for the scheme. Let's participate and support the Hajj saving scheme for better Hajj services.
Alhamdulillah. Up next is the quiz. Welcome to the quiz segment. The question in the last episode was, name the alternative location replacing Al-Juhufa Miqat. The correct answer is Rabiq or Rabiqa. The winner is Ahmed Mustafa from Zaria, Kaduna State. He provided the answer ahead of others. Ahmed Mustafa will be contacted on how NACON will reach him with the prize he won. A quiz winner will get 25,000 Naira cash prize. This is part of NACON's effort in social investment in Nigeria. Now to the quiz for this week. And the question is, the conclusion of Ramadan ushers in the Hajj period. What is the period called? I repeat, the conclusion of Ramadan ushers in the Hajj period. What is the period called? Text your answer to the number shown on your screen. The winner will be the first person whose correct answer is received. All answers should carry the name and location of sender. Good luck and happy viewing. Once again, good luck to you. Before we round off the program, we take some messages from our viewers. Rabi Ahmed from Barikillah, the Plateau State, sent in the first message. It reads, I am still enjoying your program. It is educative and entertaining. Jazakumullah Nakan. Ahmad Jibrin from Bauchi State, sent in the second message. It says, Assalamu alaikum. We appreciate the effort and commitment of NACON for its various policies in Hajj management. You too can send a message through our mobile number and other social media platforms. Remember, you can stop the spread of coronavirus by complying with all preventive measures. Let's support our government in the fight against coronavirus. That's it on this edition of the program. As you answer the call, join me same time next week.
لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا